Hey everyone, my name is Mike and welcome. In today's video we're going to look at one of the biggest conspiracy theories to emerge over the last few years. To me this makes lizard people, and also by far, seem perfectly plausible. The stupidest. To be honest, I'm not even entirely sure this isn't just a whole group of people banding together to troll everyone, or if there's some big joke that I'm not aware of. But today we're going to look at the flat Earth conspiracy.
Let's see what happens when I look out of the window for curvature. Enjoying the non-curvature. How close the sun seems to be. We're told that it's 93 million miles away. I'm going to go ahead and object to that. Look out the window with me and notice that there is no curvature. The Earth is flat. And I'll say it again. Said it before.
As the name suggests, flat Earth.
You're going to hear me say it again in the future.
Earthers believe the world is completely flat. Like a coin, I guess, but I don't know what they think happens at the edges. Does the water just fall off? And what's underneath the coin? What's there? Essentially, the Earth is a disk with the Arctic Circle in the center and Antarctica a 150-foot tall wall of ice around the rim, like Game of Thrones. NASA employees, they say, guard this ice wall to prevent people from climbing over and falling off the disk. Now I know you're thinking, the ancient Greeks knew thousands of years ago that the world was the conspiracy. Many flat Earth was round, so what others believe in science waves? Well, that's when it suits them. They believe that the Earth is the center of the universe, the planet was created 5,000 years ago, blah blah blah. It says in the Bible that the world is flat, so what more do you need? There you go. The modern Flat Earth Society started in the 1800s with one Samuel Rowbotham. He conducted an experiment known as the Bedford Level Experiment. He waded into the middle of a river, the old Bedford River, which has a 6-mile stretch that is perfectly straight. He then used a telescope held 8 inches above the water to watch a boat with a flag. He said that the flag on its mast, 3 feet of flag, remained constantly in his above the water row away from him, his view, for the full 6 miles. Whereas, had the water surface been curved with the accepted circumference of a spherical Earth, the top of the mast should have been some 11 feet below his sightline. This kind of stuff is the basis of flat earthers' belief, but what old Sammy Botham didn't take into consideration was atmospheric refraction. It's how light bends through the atmosphere, it's what produces mirages and so forth. If he had actually had the telescope 10 feet higher, the flag would have disappeared as closer to stuff that science can easily disprove. The ground, the light bend. But they just won't have it. They just won't have this. Now, this is the kind of stuff. They believe images of the Earth clearly showing it as round are faked, and that scientists are pulling a hoax which would replace religion with science. I mean, they kind of are, but in a good way. Try meditating those genital warts away next time. See if it works.
Thus far, it's just been speculation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my spirit level onto the plane and prop it to a point to where it's level. And I'm going to record the fact that the bubble stays perfectly centered. And while that bubble staying perfectly, that's proof that the Earth is flatly centered. It's going to be rather flat. It is anticlimactic, but what it is,
there is none. Or at least none that can't be easily disproven by, actual science. So let's take a gander at the Flat Earth Society website for, some of their core beliefs. This should be good. By the way, we have an OR-E background around Earth. I feel like that's just important terminology for you to know. You're an OR-E. So, first up, what evidence do you have? The evidence for a flat Earth is derived from many picking the parts of science that agree with different facets of science and agree with your argument, and then philosophy. So essentially cherry using philosophy, which is not science. The simplest is by relying on one's own senses to discern the true nature of the world around us. The world looks flat. The bottoms of clouds are flat. The movement of the sun. These are all examples of your senses telling you we do not live in a spherical, heliocentric world. Perhaps the best example of flat Earth proof is the Bedford level experiment, which has been disproven many times. Many other experiments demonstrating the lack of curvature in the Earth may be found in Earth. Now, I haven't read this Earth, Not a Globe by this fascinating piece of Samuel Rowbotham. Now, literature myself, but one thing that it doesn't say is that this book was written in 1881. So, it might be a little out of date. People have been into space. How have they not discovered that the Earth is flat? The most commonly accepted explanation of this is that the space agencies of the world are involved in a conspiracy faking space travel and exploration. There are many pictures on the internet and in other media depicting the Earth as being round. Why do these not disprove flat Earth theory? In general, we at the Flat Earth sense, it is too easily society do not lend much to be manipulated and altered. Credibility to photographic evidence. But I love that one, just everything's fake, right? Fake, 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 ultra fake. You know, this isn't even what I look like. I'm faking this video. Vice visited a Flat Earth convention. About 500 people attended, which is either good or bad, depending on how you look at it. My favourite quote of the article has to be, "I don't think any conspiracy theory is stupid. I don't think anything would be a conspiracy theory if there wasn't a little bit of truth to it. I've never investigated any that I've come to a conclusion that they were 100% true or 100% false." That's kind of true. I believe there is always a little grey area. Many conspiracy theories area everywhere have some truth to them, except your one. Your one is stupid. Your conspiracy theory is the one that doesn't have an ounce of truth to it. There is no grey area in the Flat Earth conspiracy. It's just brown. That is to say, it's shit. And a few famous people have even got on board the whole thing. The rapper B.O.B. is famous for having gotten into a Twitter fight with physicist Neil deGrasse Tyson over whether the Earth is round. B.O.B. attempted to crowdfund his own rocket launch to carry a camera into space to look for the curvature of the Earth.
Experiment and test. I will be raising funds, including but not limited to try every available weather balloons, drones, blimps, even high altitude balloons, and whatever else, or any type of suggestion that anybody has. So I'll be documenting this whole process, and I'll keep everybody updated on this road to 1 million and how the funds will be used to research and come to a conclusion. Thank you all for participating.
Instead of looking for the curvature of the Earth, why doesn't he just send a camera up there and see if he can see China? Because if the world is flat, shouldn't you be able to see everything if you're high up enough? Just B.O.B. had reached the question 2 months after 6,883 after the fundraiser was posted of his $1 million goal. The first 1,000 of which he donated himself. Sad. Kyrie Irving of the Celtics said he believes in a flat Earth in 2017. He said his original statements were just an exploration tactic, and that people should do their own research.
When I started actually doing research on my own and figuring out that there is no real picture of Earth, like there's not one picture of Earth, and we haven't been back to the moon since 1961 or 1969, and you start, and it becomes like conspiracy theory.
He is up for debate, saying he didn't know. He later again floated the notion, whether pictures of Earth from space, that the question of whether Earth is round were real. Fucking Tequila believes the world is flat, so that should be a clue. One flat earther, Mad Mike Hughes, announced plans to launch himself 1,800 feet above the Mojave Desert in a steam-powered rocket he made out of salvaged parts.
But it's $1.8 million, and we'll prove if the Earth is flat, round, shaped like a frisbee, or if we don't even live on it, if it's all illusionary.
Yeah. What is your? What do you think the Earth looks like?
It's probably like a frisbee with turned up edges. Auguste Piccard, a very brilliant man, went up in his own spear in 1931. Actually thought he was lost in space. He came down, I think, which is documented. He took off from Seoul a day late or something like that, and Soldier Field in Chicago, and he got down. He said, it kind of looks. He went up 10 miles. He said it kind of looks flat with turned up edges. So, what? And this is a hard thing for most people to get their arms around. It was for me initially also. But you got to realize most things that we are taught and told in our lifetime is not true. Okay, it's been altered, fabricated. It didn't ever exist, or they had an agenda, and that's almost everything. I don't care if it's the school system, these wars, everything else. So basically, what's happened is what I discovered, what I researched for 4 to 5, maybe 6 months, and
His plan was to attempt to photograph
could not dismiss it, that the world, I believe, is
the lack of curvature
honestly flat.
of the horizon to prove the Earth's flatness. Now, the curvature of the horizon is so subtle it's not even visible until at least 35,000 feet, so I don't know what Hughes would have proved at 1,800 feet. Nevertheless, his homemade rocket cost a reported $20,000. Unfortunately, his launch didn't take place because the Bureau of Land Management shut him down at the last minute. Even Elon Musk tweeted, "Why is there no flat Mars Society?" I know, right? He did get a response. "Hey Elon, thanks for the questions. Straight from the flat Earth. Unlike the Earth, Mars Society itself. Mars has been observed to be round. We hope you have a fantastic day." So Mars gets to be round, but we don't? That's some bullshit right there. Now, I know some people are probably saying, "Mike, don't make fun of these people just because they believe this." Well, no. And if you believe that, you're wrong too. This is the kind of belief that needs to be ridiculed, and it needs to stop. Society is going back into the Dark Ages. We're at this weird point where science and bullshit are treated equally. People, I believe. Well, if that's just what you believe, or having uninformed, stupid opinion, then that's perfectly fine. And claiming, well, that's just what mine. Just don't proclaim it as being equally valid as scientific fact. The entire "just because you're right doesn't mean I'm wrong" thing. No, it does mean you're wrong. If you look around, you can see science is being beaten down on all sides by shit like fake news. I hate the term fake news, by the way. When people say fake news, what they really mean is lies. They just don't want to get sued for libel. The people who don't believe in global warming and vaccinations, that's far more important than round Earth, flat Earth, because vaccinations and global warming will actually lead to death and destruction of us and our environment. And if you don't believe in vaccinations or global warming, you're just as stupid as flat earthers. Crop up like flat earths. And in the future, I'm sure we're going to see stuff because of more of this stupid bullshit internet. And people are getting stupider. If you want a good laugh, go onto 4chan's X board. You'll probably see lots of crazy conspiracy theories. They're hilarious ones that I will no doubt cover in a future video. To conclude, yes, we should ridicule these theories because they are ridiculous, they're stupid, they should not be entertained or given a platform, because next thing you know, we're stuffing herbs in our gas masks to combat diseases that should have been vaccinated in our extremely hot, extremely dead planet. Mike out.